What if I tell you some of the most beautiful women in Hollywood are not actually women, but fearless artists who refuse to let a single label define their shine? Tonight's countdown spotlights 40 stars who stepped beyond the industry's narrow script and said, "Here is my real self. Take it or leave it." 1. Julia Fox. When the TikTok trend, "If you're a lesbian, duet this," reached Julia Fox in July 2024, she hit record, deadpanned, "So sorry boys, won't happen again," and came out on the world's most casual stage. The Uncut Gems firebrand had joked for a year that her dating history would end in women. And she kept her word. Fox's pivot from Kanye-fueled tabloid fodder to out-and-proud lesbian icon felt outrageously on-brand. Impulsive, art house, headline hacking. She now steers fashion campaigns and a memoir tour with unapologetic queer swagger, proving viral chaos can still drive genuine self-revelation. 2. Kelly Marie Tran. After surviving racist backlash from Star Wars, Tran chose her own sequel. In a 2024 Vanity Fair interview for the queer rom-com The Wedding Banquet, she quietly said, "I'm a queer person. No lightsabers, just liberation." The first Southeast Asian lead in the franchise now pushes for nuanced LGBTQ+ Asian stories, explaining how stepping into Angela's role mirrored stepping into her truth. Tran's candid joy, "I've never felt this accepted," echoes across fandoms once starved for representation. 3. Sophia Bush. Divorce rumors swirled until an April 2024 Glamour essay cut through the noise. "I'm queer, and I'm dating World Cup legend Ashlyn Harris." The One Tree Hill alum turned activist framed her revelation as reclamation of body, politics, and honest love. Bush's shift from straight-shooting teen idol to outspoken queer advocate highlights how mid-career transparency can rewrite every earlier headline. 4th, Renee Rapp. On X in March 2024, the Mean Girls star snapped, "If I say I'm a lesbian, I'm a lesbian." Months of playful ambiguity ended. The Broadway-trained belter owned the label outright after SNL jokes and teen mag speculation. Rapp's bluntness resonated with Gen Z fans who crave certainty over PR spin, cementing her as a chart-topping voice of unapologetic sapphic confidence. 5th, Jodie Foster. Long Hollywood knew. 2013's Golden Globes finally heard it. "I already did my coming out 1,000 years ago." With that wry line, Foster validated decades of whispered truth. Her genius, from taxi driver prodigy to two-time Oscar titan, proved a closeted era couldn't dim authentic artistry. 6. Cynthia Nixon. In 2008, paparazzi catch her marching for marriage equality with education activist Christine Marinoni. Reporters ask, "Why the sudden switch?" Nixon shrugs, "I fell in love with a woman. That's what happened." After Legally Wed Bliss in 2012, she embraces the umbrella term queer and dives into politics, running for New York governor in 2018 on a platform of housing justice and LGBTQ+ healthcare. Though she loses the primary, her candidacy normalizes queer leadership in mainstream elections. Today, she balances, and just like that, shoots with school funding hearings, illustrating how a coming-out story can segue into a lifetime of civic disruption. 7. Lily Tomlin. Flash back to 1975. Tomlin drops sly jokes about "my longtime writing partner Jane" on late-night TV, letting in-the-know viewers read between punchlines. She never stages a headline reveal. Instead, she and Jane Wagner simply marry in 2013 after 42 years together. The comedian's longevity, laugh-in to Grace and Frankie, demonstrates that slow-burn openness can seed revolutionary comfort for audiences. When asked why she waited, Tomlin chuckles, "Honey, I was never hiding. Journalists just didn't print it." Hers is a masterclass in quietly embedding queerness into America's funny bone. 8. Angelina Jolie. Long before humanitarian ambassadorships, Jolie told press at Foxfire junkets she'd marry model Jenny Shimizu in a heartbeat. In late 90s Hollywood, bisexuality was still framed as scandal. Jolie turned it rock star chic. Her tattooed candor and same-sex confessions coexisted with blockbuster stardom, shredding the idea that box office queens must project heterosexual fantasy. 25 years later, global refugees call her mother, and young bi actors cite her as proof that attraction need never be whispered. Jolie's legacy? Loving who you love can live beside world-saving gravitas. No edits required. 9. Trace Lysette. Audition Room, 2013. Lysette stops reading lines and says, "Full disclosure, I'm trans like the character." Producers of Transparent lean forward. Suddenly, a critic-proof authenticity enters the project. That spontaneous outing unlocks a career arc, culminating in 2022's Monica, where Trace headlines a tender drama about reunion and acceptance. Offset, she lobbies Congress for the Equality Act and funds self-defense classes for trans women of color. Her original casting gamble illustrates a truth. Sometimes you leap first, and Hollywood's courage shows up second. 10th, Michaela Jaé Rodriguez. January 2022's virtual Golden Globes feel anticlimactic, until Rodriguez becomes the first trans woman to win Best Actress in a Drama for Pose. Accepting on Instagram Live, she dedicates the trophy to every little LGBTQAI baby watching. That speech, underscored by ballroom house cheers, completes her journey from stealth auditions under her birth name to center stage star. Today, MJ headlines Marvel soundtracks, designs gender-neutral fashion lines, and funds scholarships at Newark Arts High. Winning wasn't just personal. It flung open doors marked Leading Lady for trans talent everywhere. 11. Cara Delevingne. In 2015, Vogue asks if she's gay. "I fall in love with the person," she replies, lighting discussion but dodging labels. 5 years later, she embraces pansexual publicly, explaining, "I change continuously." The model-turned-actress navigates depression, substance battles, and paparazzi chaos, yet repurposes each struggle into activism, speaking at UN panels about mental health and LGBTQ+ homelessness. Whether strutting a Burberry cape or shredding bass on stage with girlfriends cheering, Cara embodies romantic fluidity as restless art form, inviting fans to evolve alongside her. 12. Golda Rosheuvel. Long before Bridgerton crowned her Queen Charlotte, Rosheuvel was a West End dynamo openly dating playwright Shireen Moolah. A director once warned, "Stay closeted for big roles," but Golda refused. When Netflix launched the Regency smash, viewers discovered queerness, and regal gravitas can share a single tiara. Off-screen, she mentors Black LGBTQ+ performers, insisting period dramas abandon straightwashing. Her royal presence proves diversity isn't a modern add-on. It's been hiding behind corsets all along. 13th, Amber Rose. October 2016. Downtown LA Slutwalk. Rose, draped in sparkly pasties, grabs the mic. "I am a bisexual woman, and I'm done hiding." The crowd roars. Known first as Kanye's muse and red carpet siren, Amber reframes herself as a positivity crusader. She funds scholarships for assault survivors, hosts education podcasts, and reminds followers that bisexual identity isn't a halftime show. It's a lifetime seat at the table. Her bold megaphone teaches, turn catcalls into communal chants, and stigma loses its sting. 14th, Ariana Grande. Grande never issued a manifesto. She slipped queerness into a hook. 2019's Monopoly floats the lyric, I like women and men. No clarifying tweet followed, just a grin and another octave run. That breezy ambiguity became a lifeline for fans whose identities resist neat boxes. Ariana headlines Pride events, donates concert proceeds to LGBTQ+ centers, and invites queer dancers center stage. Her strategy? Use pop ubiquity to smuggle in acceptance, one whistle note at a time. 15. Bella Thorne. August 2016. A fan asks why Bella retweeted, "Girls are pretty." She replies with a photo kissing a female friend, and the caption, "Yes, I'm bisexual." 3 years later, on Good Morning America, she refines, "I'm actually pansexual." The actor's online metamorphosis, complete with OnlyFans entrepreneurship and polyamorous diaries, mirrors Gen Z's iterative identity exploration. Each overshare doubles as education, teaching millions that orientation can evolve in public without apology. 16. Auli'i Cravalho. During a 2020 TikTok Q&A, a fan asks, "Are you bisexual?" She smiles, lip syncs Eminem's "Yes," and posts. Disney royalty instantly becomes a beacon for queer Polynesian youth, rarely spotlighted. Off-screen, she volunteers with Malama Maui Rainbow Initiatives and produces short films amplifying Pacific LGBTQ+ myths. Her journey proves that sometimes a single syllable on a smartphone can reverberate across oceans. 17th, Sarah Paulson. Interviewers fixate on her 32-year age gap with Holland Taylor. Paulson's response? "If someone wants to spend their remaining years with me, who am I to say no?" That 2017 quip disarmed gossip and reframed the romance as aspirational love story. From American Horror Story grotesques to Emmy-winning nurse villains, Sarah chooses roles as fearless as her heart, reminding Hollywood that queerness and complexity are two sides of the same close-up. 18. Adelaide Kane. Scrolling TikTok in early 2021, the Aussie star points at a text bubble. "When I tell people I'm bisexual." She shrugs. End of video. Simplicity becomes revolution. Fans of her CW show rain flood feeds with their own reveals. Kane channels the momentum into advocating for queer representation in period dramas, pitching a sapphic Tudor series. Her understated delivery underscores a modern truth. You don't need fireworks for your identity to detonate cultural expectations. 19th, Demi Lovato. Post-overdose rehab, Lovato debuts a buzz cut and 4-part documentary, Dancing with the Devil, 2021, ending with "I'm queer and fluid." They later adopt they/them pronouns, then re-embrace she/they, modeling identity as ongoing dialogue. On stage, they belt "Cool for the Summer," with lyric tweaks celebrating all genders. Offstage, they lobby Capitol Hill for $988 mental health funding, proving survival can evolve into systemic change when authenticity holds the mic. 20th, Kristen Stewart. 2017's SNL monologue starts. "Donald Trump tweeted about me. If he didn't like me, then he really won't now because I'm so gay, dude." The Twilight alum, once allergic to press, turns live television into joyous self-outing. From then on, paparazzi capture her strolling multiple girlfriends with the nonchalance of a coffee run. Stewart directs queer short films, becomes Kansas Queer Palm jury head, and teaches that sometimes the quiet rebel roars the loudest when finally free. 21st, Abbi Jacobson. 2018. Vanity Fair Chat asked, "What kind of person do you date?" Abbi replies, "Men and women, whoever I vibe with. No headline stunt, just conversational ease." Fans of Broad City celebrate Ilana's fictional horniness, finding real-life parallel. In 2023, she proposes to Olympian Jodie Balfour under a Brooklyn bridge, live streaming happy tears. Abbi's casual candor reframes bisexuality as everyday normal, not sensational side plot. 22. Claudia van den Heiligenberg. There's no red carpet, just a Facebook post. Wedding photos of Dutch football star Claudia and Czech defender Lucy Vankova, 2018. Two jerseys, one love. By 2021, they share ultrasound pictures, sparking headlines about queer motherhood in pro sports. Claudia doesn't seek activism, yet becomes proof that lesbian families fit stadium scoreboards just fine, inspiring young athletes to imagine rainbow futures beyond the pitch. 23rd, Katherine McNeil. 2009 paparazzi shot. McNeil kisses fiancée Ruby Rose outside an Aussie nightclub. Fashion blogs explode. Rather than deny, Katherine confirms lifelong bisexuality, stating, "Love chooses me." Though the engagement ends, the image lingers. Runway culture can't unsee queerness anymore. Today she balances modeling with wildlife conservation photography, embodying sexuality as natural as the savannas she captures. 24th, Demi Burnett. Bachelor in Paradise, 2019. Mid-season twist. Producers fly in Burnett's girlfriend Christiane to create the franchise's first on-screen same-sex love arc. Under palm tree lights, Demi proposes. America watches queer commitment in a space designed for heterosexual fantasy. Although the engagement later ends, ratings prove mainstream audiences can root for sapphic fairy tales. Demi now podcasts on bisexual dating disasters with trademark sass, normalizing messiness and magic in equal measure. 25th, Jessica Clark. Former supermodel Jessica Clark wed fitness guru Lacey Stone in a Napa vineyard, 2011. Vogue didn't cover it, so Jessica posted her own photos and let Tumblr do the rest. Already out since her catwalk days, she leverages the attention to create Lesbianist, YouTube's first lesbian talk show aimed at women of color. Her on-screen calm counters stereotypes that queer visibility must always be loud, proving sometimes elegance itself is subversive. 26th, Tessa Thompson. 2018 Porter interview. "If I bring a woman home, my family's cool." Rumors swirl about Janelle Monáe. Neither confirm, both flourish. As Valkyrie, Tessa pushes Marvel to show her queen's bisexuality. Deleted scenes hint, fans clamor. Offset, she co-produces indie films centering queer black joy, reminding Hollywood that fluid identity pairs just fine with blockbuster hammer throws. 27th, Heather Peace. When British tabloids threatened to out her in 2003, Peace preempted them, coming out live on radio. She later plays lesbian cop Sam on Lip Service, offering rare, nuanced UK representation. Now battling breast cancer publicly, Heather turns fan letters into charitable fuel, organizing pride concerts where survival stories headline. 28th, Julianne Hough. 2019 Women's Health cover. Mid-interview, the dance phenom tells husband Brooks Leach, "I'm not straight." The confession reframes her pristine ballroom persona into evolving queer narrative. Post-divorce, she launches Kayin Regi, a somatic movement company preaching embodied authenticity. Her story teaches older millennial audiences that orientation revelations can happen long after the first wedding waltz. 29th, Ruby Rose. At 12, Ruby told schoolmates she liked girls. At 20, she shaved her head on MTV Australia. declaring herself gender fluid, mostly attracted to women. Cast as Stella in Orange is the New Black, she triggers Google searches for androgynous lesbian style. From Batwoman cowl to DJ Dex, Ruby's swagger offers a tattooed template for kids who've never fit binary costumes. Tridciati Aunjanue Ellis. During Essence Festival in 2022, Aunjanue Ellis stepped on stage wearing a fire-red Dolce & Gabbana suit. Rhinestones on one sleeve spelled queer in capital letters. Some outlets missed the word, but Ellis had no interest in subtlety. Later, in interviews, she confirmed she is bisexual and said she was tired of shrinking. Best known for her Oscar-nominated turn in King Richard, Ellis grew up in Mississippi Baptist churches, where queerness stayed unspoken. Now she develops Southern Gothic films, led by Black LGBTQ+ characters, proving local heritage and queer identity can share the same rocking chair. When students ask why visibility matters, she points to that jeweled sleeve and says, "Our history shines brighter when every color is allowed on the fabric." 31st. Chloe Grace Moretz. On Election Day in 2024, Chloe Grace Moretz posted an early voting selfie showing her "I voted" sticker. The caption read, "Gay woman voting for bodily autonomy." With one phrase, the kick-ass star moved from still figuring things out to full ownership of her identity. Fans flooded comments with pride emojis. Anti-trans bills were trending, so she partnered with GLAAD to lobby against them. Moretz now visits college campuses, explaining how civic power and queer visibility overlap. She funds voter registration drives in states with high anti-LGBTQ+ legislation and narrates PSAs reminding young voters that personal rights sit on every ballot. Her journey turns superhero grit from screen fights into real policy muscle. 32nd. Willow Smith. During a 2019 episode of Red Table Talk, Willow Smith looked at her mother, Jada, and grandmother, Adrienne, and said, "I love men and women, and I'm open to polyamory." Silence lasted a beat. Then came warm acceptance. Millions streamed the clip and witnessed 3 generations discussing fluid love without judgment. Willow's alt-rock albums later wove pansexual lyrics with philosophical questions about freedom and attachment. She joined LGBTQ+ youth panels, stressing how honest family conversations can prevent loneliness and self-doubt. When fans shout, "Thank you," at concerts, she reminds them that visibility starts at the dinner table. With every guitar riff, she normalizes attraction that refuses simple boxes. 33rd. Lauren Chan. In May 2025, Sports Illustrated debuted its swimsuit issue with Lauren Chan alone on the cover, announcing her as the magazine's first openly lesbian solo cover model. Chan, once rejected from runways for her size, cried on set and dedicated the image to every queer kid who felt their body barred them from beaches. She founded the plus-size brand Henning years earlier. Now she sponsors surf camps that teach LGBTQ+ youth how to ride waves and self-doubt simultaneously. Interviews highlight her rejection of the male gaze. "I dress for joy, not approval." Her historical cover turns a once-exclusive magazine into a platform that says all bodies and all loves belong in the sun. 34th. Tana Mongeau. During a fiery livestream feud in June 2020, Tana Mongeau blurted, "I'm pansexual. Write your headlines." Followers had guessed, given her roster of partners across the gender spectrum, but the blunt confirmation lit social media neon. Rather than monetize confusion, she launched Tana's Truths, a YouTube series dissecting messy sexuality with humor and honesty. Episodes cover pronoun slip-ups, jealousy in open relationships, and how to apologize when you learn in public. Mongeau's candor turns her chaotic reputation into teachable chaos, reminding young viewers that orientation can be fluid, imperfect, and still worthy of respect. 35th, Evan Rachel Wood. On Capitol Hill in 2018, Evan Rachel Wood testified about surviving intimate partner violence. Near the close, she stated, "I identify as bisexual and gender fluid." Gasps filled the chamber. Advocates cheered. Wood later said, naming herself in that setting felt like armor. Between Westworld seasons, she founded the Phoenix Rising Foundation, which pushes state legislatures to extend victims' rights and remove time limits on assault cases. Her public letters to lawmakers often end with the line, "Visibility saves lives." Wood's journey shows that coming out can double as policy advocacy, turning personal truth into legislative leverage. 36. Anna Paquin. In a 2010 Give a Damn PSA, Anna Paquin looked straight into the camera and said, "I'm bisexual." Years later, trolls resurfaced the clip after she married actor Stephen Moyer. She answered on Twitter, "Married to a man, still bi. That's how it works." Paquin now executive produces a comic series about queer vampires fighting erasure. Art mirroring her stance against bi-erasure. At conventions, she fields young fans' questions, repeating that labels don't expire when relationships change. Her steady confidence teaches that orientation is an identity, not a phase or publicity gimmick. 37th, Ireland Baldwin. In 2014, Ireland Baldwin posted an Instagram photo kissing rapper Angel Hayes, captioned with a single heart emoji. Tabloids shrieked. Ireland responded by sharing more candid shots. Rather than stage a press tour, she co-founded a queer-friendly animal rescue farm in Oregon, using social platforms to rehome dogs and discuss pansexuality in the same breath. Her low-key activism reframes celebrity as community service, proving compassion can be louder than gossip. 38th, Ella Hunt. During a 2021 interview, Ella Hunt, rising star of Dickinson, said, "Queer feels like a word that is safe and right." The gentle declaration resonated with fans who saw themselves in her Austen-era roles. Hunt used the momentum to pitch a queer Jane Austen adaptation, arguing that classic literature already brims with suppressed longing. She hosts virtual book clubs dissecting coded LGBTQ+ subtext in 19th century novels, giving young readers historical context for their feelings. Her scholarship meets fandom approach shows how quiet authenticity can rewrite academic and entertainment canons. 39th, Samira Wiley. On the set of Orange is the New Black, Samira Wiley portrayed Pussy, while writer Lauren Morelli crafted her storyline. Realizing she herself was gay, Morelli divorced, and the two women fell in love. They married in 2017 in a Palm Springs ceremony awash with confetti pink. Wiley now demands scripts where queer Black women live past the final act, producing projects that center survival and joy. She often tells film schools, representation doesn't end with casting, it ends with the character's last breath. Their real-life romance helps Hollywood imagine better endings for on-screen love. 40th, Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe spent years in tuxedos singing about android alter egos. A 2018 Rolling Stone profile finally dropped the mask when Monáe said, "I'm pansexual." In 2022, they embraced non-binary identity and adopted they-them pronouns. Albums like Dirty Computer and The Age of Pleasure merge funk grooves with calls for body autonomy and pronoun respect. Live shows resemble liberation rallies, tuxedos traded for neon mesh, audiences waving progress pride flags. Monáe's Afrofuturist universe teaches that breaking binaries can be as rhythmic as a bass line and as communal as a dance floor.